Hello and welcome to day 6 of the 10-day Yoga for Mental Wellness and Deepening Awareness series. My name is Hannah Ray, and for today's class I have for you a yin yoga class with the theme of befriending stillness and learning to sit with discomfort. So we'll be working on deepening our awareness while settling into some longer holds today, focusing on bringing that awareness internally and connecting to the breath. For today's class, you will have the option of using some props, though they are not required. So if you have some blocks or a rolled blanket, throw pillows, or a bolster, anything of the sort, go ahead and just grab those just so you have some options available to you in case you need them. Let's go ahead and get started with today's class. All right, today we're going to get started in our happy baby pose. So let's go ahead and find your way to your back on your mat. Maybe just hugging those knees into the chest for a moment. And when you're ready, extending those legs. Now here we can reach for the outsides of the feet. We can reach for the big toes with the peace fingers, or even reach for just the calves or the ankles, whatever is within your reach today. Just be sure that that low back is not rounded up off the mat. We want to think about pulling that down towards the mat. Then with each exhale, beginning to draw those knees towards the armpits. Just beginning to bring that awareness internally for perhaps the first time today. Noticing the quality of the breath. Inhale through the nose, feeling that expanse through the low belly. And exhale, letting it go. Beginning to observe whatever condition you're in today without judgment, both physically as well as mentally and emotionally. Noticing if the mind is fast or calm. Continue connecting with that breath. Just got a timer here, so I'll be checking our time today. One more inhale. And exhale, go ahead and release those feet, hugging the knees into the chest again for just a moment. And then when you're ready, go ahead and turn onto your left side. Meet me on your knees for our next pose. We're going to make our way into our toe squat now. So coming onto those knees, those feet tucked under, begin to spread each toe apart so we're keeping that weight evenly distributed amongst the feet here. And we're just going to stay here for a minute. Give some love to the back of the feet. Now, if this is really intense, you can also lean forward a bit here to take off some of the pressure. You can allow the hands to just rest on the knees, or maybe grab opposite elbows to open a little bit through the shoulders. But just be sure you're not arching through the back here, that we're keeping that pelvic floor engaged. And then come back to the breath again. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling fully and slowly. The intention for our practice today is I let myself feel without judgment. So I encourage you to just repeat that mantra, that intention a few times mentally here. With each breath, and with each exhale, releasing anything that's not serving you in this moment, anything that you can set aside till the end of this practice. Take one more inhale. Exhale, good. Begin to untuck those toes. Just giving those feet a minute. And when you're ready, we're going to come onto the feet now. We're going to find our way into our yogic squat. So for this pose, if you have trouble coming down all the way and keeping those feet flat, or maybe have trouble with the balance, you can use a block here to come and sit down onto, or maybe a couple stacked pillows or books or anything of the sort. But again, that is just one option. So you can also just allow those hips to sink forward. Use the elbows to press those knees out to the sides. And here you can bring the hands into prayer or just allow them to fall forward to rest a little bit more passively in this pose. So again, take whichever variation feels best for you today. We're going to be here for another 2 minutes. So find your pose. Take any of those little micro adjustments you need and then settle in to the stillness here, bringing that awareness back internally, coming back to the breath, that anchor for the present moment. Inhaling deeply, exhaling fully. Inhale, feel that belly expand between the thighs here. Exhale, let it go. Just observing anytime the mind wanders, anytime any emotions begin to come up. And just allow yourself to sit with that, to move through it. Staying connected to your experience in this moment. Where you are is exactly where you need to be right now. Inhale and exhale completely. And one more inhale. And with your exhale, begin to bring that chest up. Okay, we're just going to find our way toward the back of the mat now. With the right leg extended ahead, let's go ahead and bring that left foot out to the side here, and you can have those toes, that foot tucked under or turned out to the side, whichever is more comfortable for you today. Now, if you're having trouble sitting like this with even hips, again, you can sit on a block or your rolled blanket if that's what you have. Just give those hips a little bit of lift here. So again, take any modifications you need. Let's inhale, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, begin to fold forward. And you can also play around with this left leg, whether it's brought out a little bit or more directly in front of the body. So find whichever variation is best for you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, begin to fold from the hips first. And then if the body allows, maybe allow that head and chest to come forward. Again, you can also use a blanket or a pillow to rest forward onto for a little extra support here. So use whatever you need to make this pose bearable to find stillness in. So our goal is to release that fidgeting, release that need to move, and to just find deep stillness here. Inhaling deeply. Exhale. Letting go of anything you don't need in this moment. Any worries, any to-dos, any emotions you've been holding on to that are asking to be released in this moment. Just allow them to flow freely. And if at any point in time the mind becomes wrapped up in any emotional experience you may be having, and that is your cue to simply come back to the breath, to be aware of what's happening in your mind and your body, and to come back to that grounding breath, that grounding happening beneath the body, between the body and the contact with the surface beneath you. So next exhale, go ahead and gently bring that chest up again. We're just going to switch sides here. So extending that left leg, bringing the right leg bent. And again, you can have that foot tucked under, turned out to the side. And maybe you want to bring that thigh outward. So we're going a little bit more into the groin and inner thigh here as well. So inhale, lengthen through the spine. So you exhale, begin to fold from those hips first. Again, using any props you need. Inhale, lengthen once more. Exhale, begin to fold. And finding your stillness, finding your pose. And then finding your breath again, your awareness, your anchoring to this present moment. Just observe if this side feels any different than that first side did. Just taking note of any imbalances within your body. Maybe taking a quick scan through the body, just relaxing anywhere you find yourself resisting or holding on to tension. And then coming back to the breath, coming back to the enjoyment of this stillness. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. Breathe it in. Exhale, releasing anything you don't need in this moment. Continue connecting with that breath for a few more mindful breaths here. Take one more inhale. With your exhale, gently begin to lift the chest, just bringing yourself out of this pose. Go ahead and take a moment. If you needed the block or a prop for that last pose, you may require one for this pose as well. We're going to go into our saddle pose. So coming up to the knees at the front of the mat, roll those calves out to the side, make a little extra space here. And again, if you can't sit down into this position, then you're going to use a prop like a block or a bolster or pillow under the hips. And again, the feet can be turned out to the side or tucked under like this. So perhaps today you're just going to stay sitting up, and maybe that's fine for you. But if you want to go a little deeper, we can begin walking the hands backwards, going a little bit deeper into those quads, into the back. Perhaps you want to come down to the elbows or maybe rest onto a pillow or a prop of some sort. Our most advanced version today is to come all the way down to the back. And if you're here, perhaps just invite those arms up over the head to help open through the chest, through the upper body a bit further as well. So take whichever variation serves you best today, wherever you can find that stillness. Coming back to the breath here. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. And exhale fully. Oftentimes when we experience discomfort, whether that's physical or mental and emotional, our tendency can be to want to resist to that discomfort, to resist to that experience. That oftentimes can, especially in this physical practice, mean holding our breath and tightening up. And so when we can bring our awareness to that resistance that's happening, begin to breathe through it, to let go of it intentionally, as we soften our muscles, as we give way to gravity and to allow it to carry us deeper into the pose. It helps us to move through discomfort with more ease rather than resisting it and wrestling with it. Instead, being able to surrender to it. This is why we use the breath, that full exhale, both to relax the muscles deeper, to soften into the pose, as well as to anchor that mind, to anchor that awareness when the mind starts going places that aren't serving us in the present moment. The mind can often deceive us into believing that if we're worrying about something or planning conversations or replaying things in our minds, that it gives us a sense of control over the situation. But in reality, it just pulls us out of our present experience. It can keep us feeling stuck. So this discipline of taking the thoughts captive, of directing your attention and focus, can be so valuable in many areas of life. Just a little bit longer here in this pose. Take one more inhale, releasing it completely. If you're all the way down on your back today, first we're just going to make our way up to the elbows, into the hands. And take your time here. So gently make our way out of the pose. And from here, we'll just find our way onto our back. Perhaps lift those hips. Just roll that spine down or neutralize the spine. Here we're going to lift both legs up to that 90-degree angle. Let's bring the right leg over the left, the right knee over. If you can, see if you can get that ankle around, or that foot around the ankle as well. Take an inhale. As you exhale, allow the legs to fall to the left, so the direction of that leg that's on the bottom. Perhaps keeping that left arm on top of the legs here for a little extra support. And if this twist is really deep for you, a little too intense, you can always place a rolled blanket or pillow or block under the knees here so that you don't have to twist quite as deep. But just be sure that both shoulders are staying grounded to the mat here, that we aren't lifting up to go deeper into that twist. Bring your gaze over that opposite shoulder to complete the twist here. So we're twisted from the top of the spinal cord all the way down to the tailbone. And once more, settle into the stillness, just enjoying the peace of this moment. Inhaling deeply, exhaling fully and slowly, letting go of resistance you find yourself holding, softening through the feet and the ankles, lower legs, the thighs, the hips and low back, middle back, shoulder blades, softening through the arms, and even every little facial muscle just melting away here. We're about halfway on this side. So I'm going to leave you some extra silence in this pose to go inward, to to continue connecting with your breath, going deeper into that internal awareness in this moment. Take one final inhale here. As you exhale, gently begin to untwist the body. Maybe lift those hips and just roll that spine down. Neutralize the spine once more. Let's bring the legs up again, this time bringing that left knee over the right, and again bringing that foot around the ankle if you can. Take an inhale. With your exhale, allow those legs to fall to the left this time. Again, using any prop that you need. Once more, just observe if the side feels any different than that first side did. If the tension is being held in any different places, or more on one side than the other. And again, make sure both shoulders are staying grounded to the mat here. You can always bring the legs a little bit lower to make this a little bit easier as well, or bring those thighs closer toward the chest to take it up a notch. Inhale deeply. Exhale, letting go now. Finding surrender once more in this pose. Finding connection to this moment, connection to the breath. We've got about 2 more minutes here. So once again, I'm going to leave you some extra stillness, silence, to go inward, to be present here. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, gently begin to untwist again. Once more, just lifting those hips, rolling that spine down to re-neutralize. And here we're going to extend the legs and extend the arms, either to the sides or overhead, palms facing up. As we settle into our final Shavasana, just taking a few more moments to find an even deeper state of relaxation, deeper surrender to the stillness. Perhaps coming back to that intention, I allow myself to feel without judgment. Softening a little deeper through the feet, the ankles, the lower legs, the thighs, glutes and hips, pelvic floor, through the torso, the back, shoulders, arms and hands. Softening through the back of the head, crown of the head, forehead, eyes and eyelids, temples. Softening through the cheeks and the entire jaw. Observing the weight of your body resting heavily here. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling, fully feeling the body sink another centimeter into the mat beneath you. I allow myself to feel without judgment. I'd encourage you to stay in your Shavasana even longer today if you have time, but perhaps end today's practice with a short Yoga Nidra video. But if you're ready to move on with your day and finish with me, then begin inviting some gentle movement back to the fingers and toes. Maybe rocking the head side to side. Taking a final stretch of the body any way that feels right for you. And when you're ready, take your time as you find your way onto your right side and seated for our final closing breath together. And taking one more moment to just go inward, to notice any effects this practice has had on the body or the mind. To recall this internal peace, this internal grounding that you can find anytime you need it. Perhaps repeating that intention just a few more times here. I allow myself to feel without judgment. I allow myself to feel without immediate reaction. I allow myself to feel all that is a part of this human experience. Let's take one final inhale, reaching the arms up to the sky, inviting in those intentions. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center, as you take a moment to just thank yourself for showing up to honor the mind and body in this way today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for day 6 of our 10-day yoga for mental wellness and deepening awareness series. If you enjoyed this video, please help me out by being sure to give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribing to stay up to date with more videos as they're released. These are the 2 free and easiest ways that you can help support this channel so I can continue providing free content for you all. Thank you again for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow with day 7. Have a great day. Namaste.